Good afternoon. Hi, I am Deshaun Bloom, and I am an MBA student, and I'm going to be interviewing today.
Okay. I am Brianna Proctor.
Yes.
I work in the logistics field as far as program management goes, and I supervise 5 people
Mm-hmm.
right now.
Okay. So currently you supervise 5 people. So what would you say is your management style?
I would say my management style is more so of, let's say I would describe it as when I get new people, I train them up on how to work the different systems, and then once they get a hand on it, I kind of let them lead themselves. I guess you know what to do. I trust you. I trained you, so I trust you do what you need to do. I trust you to come to me with questions or concerns if you run into an obstacle or difficulty.
Okay. And do you think that has worked as far as a logistics career field? Do you think it's ideal for you?
For me personally, I think it's ideal, and as far as supervising other people, I think it's more ideal because you do tend to run into managers who have a micromanaging style. Me personally, I do not work well under that, so I found that if I adjust what did not work for me when I was under somebody, it kind of lets them be more firm in the decisions that they make, feel more comfortable to make decisions, and then feel more supported by me.
Okay. Do you ever feel like there would be a time and a place for someone to be micromanaged? As far as if there was a doctor, for example, do you think, or an air traffic controller, where lives are on the line, do you think it would ever be appropriate for someone to be micromanaged?
Yes, it all depends on the situation. So say we have a hard deadline and I'm not seeing results, then that's when I'm going to say, okay, so this isn't working. Now I have to be on you. Now I have to be more of a micromanager. I need to see where you at in this task, how far along are we going to get it done. It's kind of like I have to start taking down steps on what needs to be done because I'm not seeing those results.
Great answer. Okay. My second question for you, or the follow-up to that, would be like, how do you motivate your employees? How do you instill employee commitment to your organization?
As far as motivation goes, so when I get new folks, I kind of sit them down and kind of have a feedback session. And one of my questions is, what motivates you? Whether that's recognition, what form of recognition do you like? Do you prefer to work by yourselves or do you prefer to work in a team? Let's see, do you prefer, if I was to say, okay, you can go home early today, does that make you want to work harder or is that going to make you slack off?
That makes sense.
It all depends on the person to figure out, like the supervisor, to figure out what's going to motivate their people to make them work better.
How would you say that you would go about committing someone to your establishment, as far as you have a good worker and they do a really good job, but there's competitors with competitive salaries and maybe better benefits? How would you go about bringing that employee in, making that employee kind of feel like at home and establishing that commitment to your organization?
Let's see, going back to finding out what motivates them. So is it going to be an end of the year bonus? Is it going to be I guess additional like days off, that kind of thing? So just
So what's important to them? Would that be a work-life balance and things like that? That makes sense. Okay. And another question that I have for you is, how do you recognize your employees as far as promotions, group praise, maybe an email? How do you go about recognizing your high performers in your organization when you've done something as far as like logistics? And can you give us an example of someone that got praise in the logistics field, or a task that got completed and that person was worthy of praise?
So I guess more so on like a local level. At the end of every week, I try to do like a roundup saying, okay, this is what we accomplished. Our star performer of that week was so and so. Just at the local level. But when it comes time to get praise at a higher level, I like to advocate for like people. So say you have like the CEO of a company come down and say, just to view on how management is going, or they get wind that a project was accomplished quickly and effectively. Then I go and advocate, say, hey, this is what happened. This person did really well in this situation. Although the entire team did really well, this person actually excelled in this.
Nice. Okay. Do you think that could hamper other employees, as far as like coworkers, if they're not performing well and they're seeing other people get recognized? Do you think that could hinder them from wanting to excel?
I think it causes a lot of healthy competition.
Okay, nice.
Like,
that's a good way to think about it.
It's good for you to. So if you're a subpar performer, you see other people being recognized, you're gonna say, okay, well, I want that. How do I get that? I see them doing this. I see them working hard all the time, putting in all their effort. Maybe I'm not doing that, so now I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do it better.
Definitely. That's a great way of thinking. So subpar performance, that's actually my next question. How would you discipline? Are you a strict manager where you would discipline someone, you would write them up right away? Would you go about counseling them, or maybe putting them on a rehabilitation program as far as like professional development, seeing where there are gaps in training, things like that? Like, what would you go about? What would be your initial reaction to someone who's a subpar performer?
Initially for me would be a conversation. I would want to know, first I'd be very open, saying, hey, this is what's going on. My expectation is here, you're performing here. I need you to at least meet me halfway. And basically try to find out, what is it? Are you not being motivated? Is this not helping you? And then from there is when I'll start recommending different tools that they could possibly do.
Like remedial tools, training, and things like that?
Yeah, like do I have to sit with you for a week to see, maybe is it a lack in training? And I feel like that in of itself, nobody wants their boss sitting with them all day.
Definitely.
You want to do your work, especially for my leadership style. If I'm letting you kind of determine how you take on certain things, and now I have to come sit with you, you're not gonna like it.
That's definitely. Are there outlets in your organization that would help someone if they have something personal going on that is affecting their work performance? Are there outlets in your organization that would help? So if they have something personal going on with their family, or something of that sort, like a personal issue, and it's affecting their work performance, and you know that this person is a good worker, but they just might have something going on at home personally, would you give them like a timeline of what's going on? Or, okay, you can take a step back from work, or you cannot work on these projects. Let's figure this out first. Does your organization provide like tools like that, or any time off, or any resources, maybe like a mental health counselor? And do you feel like that's important for organizations to have?
Absolutely. So first step is communicating. Like, you're working for me, I should, as comfortable as you are communicating it with me, you should be able to let me know, hey, I don't need details, but hey, there's something going on. I'm not going to be mentally in at work. Like, I'm here, but I'm not all in today. I just need a little bit of space. Okay, perfect. I can do that for you. But after a couple of days, I'm going to check back in and say, hey, how's it going? What do you need? If you need additional time off, I can work to figure out how to give you additional time off.
Okay.
Because I'm not only, like, I supervise you, but we do the same thing. So I should be able to pick up that slack. Or
Definitely.
We should be in a team to where, okay, as a team, we know that one person can't work today, so let's try to pick it up somewhere. And then as far as like mental health days, those are good like options given. And then different I guess you could say like offices, different offices, like mental health and that sort of a thing, different tools that are available. You just have to communicate and say, this is what I need.
Okay. All right. So you have an employee who's very good at one specific thing, but your job requires a diverse set of skills and tools. Say this person is a technical expert, but they need soft skills. They need to learn how to speak to someone. How do you bring out that potential in someone who might be really good at their job, but not so good at like dealing with others? They might not be that good at training people or working in groups. They might be really good at sticking to themselves. They might not be so well at, like so good at communicating with others or things like that. How would you bring out the potential in someone like that?
This one that sounds good with me personally. I'll instantly take you out of your comfort zone.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you are good at just working, you're not really good with personnel. I am gonna take you away from work, and you're gonna talk to people all day. You're, let's say, for instance, you're gonna be answering phones, and I'm gonna be listening to
customer service.
Yes, I'm gonna be listening to it and giving you like pointers on how to effectively fix it.
Communicate.
But we also have a customer service class that is available, communication skills class that's available. So it's not just with me, but there's all these other skills within the company that we could use and you could utilize to improve it.
Definitely. Okay, I have another question for you. This might be our last question. So, do you have any advice to your younger self? And this one, I'd like to steer towards values. So values as far as personal values and them lining up with a company. Do you think that it's important to basically steer your career in that direction as far as looking for employment or a career field that lines up with your own personal values? Whether that be one that's very ethical, a company that's done right by the community, has given back, and do you think that that's important?
Let's see. So first, I would say when choosing something to do, choose to do something you enjoy doing. So if you go to work, if you're gonna wake up every morning and say, I really don't want to go to work. I don't like what I do. No one likes that. So choose something that you do and it also aligns up with your values. So if you're very humane, you believe in humane choices and policies, you don't align with something that competes with that. And then as far as advice goes, I would say trust your instincts and hold yourself accountable.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think that's all our time.